Hi, welcome. My name is Dr. Harry Cohen. I'm the author of Be the Sun, Not the Salt. And I'm joined by my co-host, Connie Fontaine, Chief Super Spreader, All Things Be the Sun, Not the Salt. Connie,
That's
what's
right.
our topic today?
Yeah, as part of the Gentle Nudge series, we are at chapter 26, which is Fill in the Potholes, which is a fun title of this chapter. And I know you got it. It was inspired by a parable that you read that you really enjoyed.
I mean, this is decades ago I read this parable, and the parable is the story of a man who walks down a dimly lit street and falls into a pothole and gets bruised, and he's very irritated and pissed and thinks, damn, why the hell doesn't somebody fix that? Time passes, and he never goes down that dimly lit street again. He never even thinks about it. And then way later in life, as much more time passes, he thinks about the fact, you know what? I'm going to go back and fix the pothole on the street I never walked down.
Yeah.
The metaphor is, imagine if we could have the presence of mind to fix things when we don't have to address problems that no one asked us to fix. But you know what? It would be good if someone did. I'm reminded of my friend Bobby, who years ago, there was an elderly woman who was housebound after surgery, and he said to himself, you know, somebody should really take her some food. And he realized, wait, I'm that somebody. And it doesn't have to. No one requested it. But it's the kind of thing that, man, as later in life, we are more aware of what we can do to help others when we don't even have to.
Mm-hmm. It's about making a difference in people's lives. And, I think we had that beautiful podcast with our guest, Brad Aronson. And Brad talked a lot about making a difference for people going through different challenges. And you don't have to ask, and I think, as a matter of fact, his caution was, don't ask, what can I do for you? It's go do something. Just do something to change somebody's life. And I think this fix the pothole idea can be as, very specific as helping a person, or it could be very subtle, like we talk about the grocery cart analogy. You go into the parking lot. Yes, first take your own grocery cart and put it where it's supposed to go. But secondly, it's okay to take the other one. Nobody will notice. It's okay, but you'll know you've made a difference.
And that tiny grocery cart example is the kit and the caboodle. If we had the mindset of, I'm going to go do that, nobody needs to know about it. Mm-hmm. But if we do, the world is a little bit better. And if we have that mindset, if I have that mindset, I know my life is better when I do good for others that nobody knows about. The highest form of giving is anonymous giving. Somebody asked me once, well, why should I support your charity? It's not the city I live in. And I said, well, you don't have to. But I support charities in other cities, and I love doing it, other countries. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons I enjoy doing good for others is it makes me feel good. But it's when I don't even have to and nobody knows about it that I feel even the best. Mm-hmm.
Well, what it does also, if you're going to be irritated by something. So a friend of mine told me that, inspired by this chapter, she picked up somebody else's dog poop on her walk with her dog. Because her first reaction every time is, oh my gosh, I know who that was. And, how can people be so, well, how about, first of all, maybe they didn't have a bag with them. Maybe this was just like they're coming back. But second of all, why be here? Just pick it up. And she started doing that, and she realized that, first of all, she felt like she was doing something for the other neighbors. And second of all, she felt less irritated on her walk because she was less likely to be, picking out who could have possibly been the culprit.
So that example, I've never thought about it, but it might be a bridge too far for me. What I have done, just saying, what I have done is taken a litter bag with me when I go for a walk in the woods, and I will pick up litter that I didn't leave if I happen to have my bag with me. But I'm not going to commit to the dog poop one. I'm just saying, that's me. Other people.
Somebody else could step in it, though.
I'm not saying good. It's not good. I'm just not committing to it.
That's right. Well, I think a friend of mine does that on the beach, too. Every time she goes for a beach walk. And I think, that's a good reminder, too, in the woods, because there is always something. I like that. That's a good tip. Now, do you think staying anonymous makes it more gratifying?
I don't know. I know that I get ego buzz from being acknowledged for being a good person. If I see if people see me doing a good deed, if I tell somebody I do a good deed, I know I get some buzz for that. So I know it's not the highest form of giving, but I'll give when I'm asked. I'll give and take credit, but I also do love to give anonymously, and I have a quiet sense of I did some good today, and it's right out of this chapter.
Yeah, so I think you're right. I think we would get an additional buzz if people, because we've talked about that when you make somebody feel good and others around you feel it, there's this, culmination of, good positive vibes, which is great. But yeah, I think doing it on your own, who knows, maybe the good karma wears, maybe somebody else will pick up some dog poop. I don't step in now.
Well,
maybe.
This is really about creating good karma. So for those that want a simple message, this is the good karma chapter.
It's good karma, feel good, do good. That's right. So fill in a pothole today, whatever that pothole may be. Hopefully this inspired you, and you can inspire others by sharing this content. And hopefully you're following us on our entire podcast series. Thank you for listening today.